Welcome to Kindling, the home of African tales with moral wisdom. I'm Awe, your storyteller, and today we're visiting a country at the crossroads of North and Central Africa. It's Chad. Chad is a country of striking contrast with a mix of desert, savanna, and stunning lakes. It's a land with a rich nomadic culture, with the Sahara's ancient trade routes passing through its vast expanse. And you can just imagine the wealth of story wisdom that has been shared across this rugged terrain for generations. Our story today is a starkly resonant tale, and it's entitled The Lion's Justice.
Once, long ago, in the days when all the animals of the land lived in harmony, the lion, though feared, was a sociable creature, often mingling with others. Among them all, he favoured the hyena most, for she was clever and sharp-witted. Impressed by her cunning, the lion proposed a partnership. Let us join our wealth and prosper together, he suggested. After some thought, the hyena agreed, and so they pooled their resources. The lion contributed a mighty bull, while the hyena added a fine cow. Now, since the hyena was known for her craftiness, the lion entrusted her with the managing of their shared assets. She took great care of their herd, watching over it with diligence. One day, after taking count of their livestock, the hyena informed the lion of some wonderful news. "I have great news," she said. "My cow has given birth to a calf." The lion narrowed his eyes. "Your cow?" "Impossible. That calf belongs to my bull." Now the hyena frowned. "Hmm, uh, how can that be? A bull does not give birth. The calf is mine. It came from my cow." But the lion stood firm. "Nonsense. My bull is strong and powerful. Surely the calf is his offspring. That is the way of things." Now the argument went back and forth, and quickly escalated, with neither side willing to yield. Finally, in exasperation, the lion declared, "Oh, enough! Let the animals gather. We shall put this matter to a trial and see who is right." Well, a great assembly of animals was called. The creatures of the land gathered together under a tree and formed a great grand circle, murmuring amongst themselves as the lion presented his case. "The calf belongs to my bull," he proclaimed. The bull is the father after all, and more powerful." The hyena shook her head in disagreement. "But it was my cow who carried and birthed the calf all these months. How can you deny what is plain to see? Look." So the question was now put to all the animals to give their judgment on the situation. Now the first to speak was the large elephant. He waved his massive trunk around thoughtfully before finally declaring, "I agree with the lion. Only a bull has the strength to create life." Then the rhinoceros grunted in agreement. Yes, it must be so." Next, the sleepy hippopotamus yawned and nodded. The bull is powerful. It makes sense." Finally, the giraffe stretched her long neck to the heavens as if searching for wisdom in the sky, and then proclaimed, "The calf surely belongs to the bull." Now, one by one, the animals spoke, each one siding with the lion. The panther, the warthog, the buffalo, all of them echoed the same verdict. The lion's strength, of course, loomed over them, and none of them dared to oppose him. At last, feeling quite pleased with himself, the lion turned to the hare, the only one who had remained silent all the while. And you? What is your judgment? But the hare, who was usually quick and sprightly, now appeared quite weary. His ears drooped, and he sighed heavily. Ah, forgive me, mighty lion. I am not in the right state of mind to give a ruling, he lamented. I have just received news that my father, who lives far, far away, has given birth to a baby hare and is in great, great distress. Ah, I must go immediately and tend to him in his hour of need. The lion let out a growl of laughter. Ha ha! Little imbecile! What foolishness is this? Since when have you seen a male giving birth? Now the hare looked up, his eyes twinkling. Precisely, sire. Just as a male hare cannot give birth, neither can a bull. You yourself have now settled this case. Do not try to make others say what they do not believe. The calf must belong to the cow. The hyena is in the right. Well, silence fell over the gathered animals. The lion's face darkened as he realized that he had been outwitted, and with that he roared in fury and lunged at the hare. But the hare, of course, was too quick, darting away into the bushes before the lion could attack him. The other animals, seeing the lion's wrath, immediately scattered in every direction, vanishing into the wilds forever. From that day forward, they never again gathered to settle disputes in the same way. But, thanks to the hare, each one had now regained the freedom to judge for himself what is true and fair. The lion had relied on a form of justice that was only an illusion, one that could easily be shaped by fear. It was not fairness, after all, but power that he used to rule the land. And as for the hyena, though she won her case, she also learned a hard truth that day, that in a world where might makes right, the weak are always judged wrong. And that is where the story ended.
This simple but short tale reminds us of the importance of speaking up for what is right, even when it seems frightening or difficult to do so. There was no personal benefit to the hare in telling the truth. In fact, it got him into quite a bit of trouble, but he did it anyway. A valuable message indeed. That's all for today's episode, but we'll be back again next week with a story from another island nation, Comoros. So, join us again for another timeless African tale. Until then, keep the fire burning.